Hello, everybody. My name is Lucy, and I am running 2.5 hours late. How are you all? It has been one of those days. Oh, she turns up eventually. I said I wasn't going to go live.
I've got to have a drink.
Yeah, I got in. Oh, sorry. Do you know what? I had an email and I thought it was from Joke Pit, and it wasn't. It was from something completely different. I got panicky that I had an email saying, "I don't know who you think you're talking to, love. There's no one there." So yes, welcome.
Talking to me.
Yeah. So welcome to the Lucy Show. I have been running 2.5 hours late. The thing is, my boss, I really, really love my boss, but he made a mistake and it cost me 2.5 hours of my day. And it's very difficult to be cross with somebody that's really nice. But I should have been here. The stream should have been planned. My hair should have been dry. So, yes, I am employed and I am at the will of my master's voice. But still, oh, come on. So, again, I'm Lucy Orchard. This is the Lucy Show. I do a once a week light entertainment show where I bring you all around the globe with me, whilst also staying in touch with what really matters, and that's village gossip. To my left, to my left,
yes.
To my left is Christine. She is my producer, my foil, and my mother. She is at home, chillaxing and just wasting her time playing with cats all day, every day.
Yeah, so I'm chillaxing with the cats. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, doing nothing. Like you wouldn't even notice, like, you know, if she had a job. Yes, so what I do is I bring the equipment away with me. I've set Mum up. She is trained and ninja ready. And I travel around Europe, and Mum comes with me. And today I am broadcasting all the way from Swindon. This is Swindon calling.
Do you know, because you're in this country, you're there's no pixels or anything. Now my screen is fuzzy and yours is tippity top.
Yes, well, I mean, what I should do is I should tell my company that on Tuesdays I need to be based in Angleterre.
And what do you think they're going to say to that?
Yeah, right. No worries. So we've got the third orchard coming in. Hi, Mum. Hi, Ray. Hi to Mum's Lucy. Hi to I'll take another run of that, bruv. Hi, Mum. Hi, Ray. Hi to Mum's sidekick, and welcome to the Christine Show. Yes, and then CSI Orchard's gone with, I see you haven't dried your hair yet. No, I didn't get into the truck stop until very late, and you know what, I had to weigh up hygiene and entertainment, and I thought no, because as soon as I finish the show, all I want to do is go to sleep, and that is not conducive to getting in the shower. So I am going to make sure I bring up the Facebook page now. 1 second. Leona's tagged me on a post about Bath.
Not having a bath.
Yes, so yeah, having a bath. It's an inflatable bath. You know, I want an inflatable bath. Right, so there we go. Perfect. And I'm on the Facebook as well. So if you've got any comments, please do send them in. Let me know where you are. Oh my God, from Clara. Hello, gorgeous ladies. Oh, shush with yourself. Making me blush. Yes, so find my footing. So as we start with always, because there is actually semblance to this chaos, and it is the Lucy update. There we go. So the reason why there wasn't a show last week was because I was attending the Brighton Comedy Fringe for the second year in a row. And I was performing it with the delectable lady that is Lizzie Lenko. And I have to say, it was 50% 40% wanted to do the Fringe, 60% just wanted to see Lizzie. I was going to say it was 50-50 and anyone was lying. And we had a lovely time and we had a good turnout. But the venue that we did it at, I compared it to when you bump into your ex after a long time after you've been separated and you look at them and you think, what?
What did I see in you?
What did I see in that? I mean, they on the last night they planned this game. So it's a wooden box. It's about a foot by a foot at the top. There's a hole in it, and there's a big 3-inch coin. And they throw the coin at the box, and it makes a thunk, or it lands on the floor, and it makes that noise. And it's constant. And if they do good, all the toxic males go rah! Whilst you're downstairs trying to make jokes out of the A34. So it wasn't a very conducive environment. And I can say, although we may be back at Bright Fringe, we will not be back at that venue. Haven't named them because I'm not that kind of person. What have you been up to, my love, my darling, my mother?
Well, fine. I thought Coco was going to bring back the lovely smoked salmon that 3 of us had tonight.
All off your plate, or did everyone have their own plates?
Their own plates. Just Olivia, Coco, and I. The other 2 just turned their noses up.
But, what is this poisonous muck that you are throwing at us?
After I spent £1 million this morning at the vets, just on the incidentals for them, when they told me the cost of the bill, I almost had a heart attack and asked them to repeat the amount. I do think it would be cheaper at a vet that likes animals. Possibly.
You know, I remember when we first took the cats there and they said, "What's your sort code?" And we went, "Wouldn't you like to know what pet it is?"
But, you know, 3 of them forgave me. Coco has forgiven me now I gave her smoked salmon. But up until then, if I went near her, she ran away from me. So I thought, well, this is charming, isn't it? Everybody hates me. But they're all fine. Kitty's in the hallway. She was next to the computer, but decided she'd take herself off.
The sound of my voice was too acerbic for even the cat. Hello to Amanda Jane. She's put hello, ladies. I like to go around Europe visiting Aldi's and Lidl's. They are a constant in my life. Aldi's in Austria and Slovenia, are called Hoffers, but still the same A logo. I don't get it. Shouldn't it be a different logo? And I went to one in Swindon today. Woo! They took pounds. They went there. It was amazing. But I adore being in Britain because I had what could only be described as the most quintessential British moment of bonding with a stranger.
Oh yeah.
I had 4 coffee drinks and a packet of salted tortillas because I'd forgotten to buy some. I had 6 items. The gentleman, I could see there was 2 tills, and I spent a few minutes going because they looked even. But I thought, oh, I bet she's going to take longer than that one. And I saw the guy in front with just 1 pack of toilet rolls. So I thought, That's it. He looks, I could see he was holding the change in his hand. I thought, this is the ninja queue. So I get in and I keep my eye on the woman over there and think, if I was behind her now, would I be served? That's the game I play. At which point it appears the woman in front of us is doing 2 different shopping in one trolley. And as much as you want to huff and huff, that means that she's doing the shopping for somebody else. And you could see that she had a load of items with her. So some man has obviously said, right, have the kid, do the weekly shop, help somebody out, and I will go to work and do some hours, because that's harder. And just at the very end, she realizes her tomato soup has leaked and she wants a new one. And she wants the items it's leaked onto replaced as well. At this point,
God.
The woman says there's another aisle starting, another till opening. They all flock to it like cockroaches with the light turned on. Still me and Mr. Toilet Roll stuck behind problem woman. And what got me is she didn't do the... She was...
Sorry.
We don't mean... We know she can't help it. And if tomato sauce is spilt, good for you, love. Get your new items. But at least do the face. Because that's what you do in Britain.
Yes.
And the bonding between me and Mr. Toilet Roll, we made a few jokes. I even said goodbye, and we both said goodbye at the same time when he'd left and paid for it. At this point, I have seen what can be described as a coachload of visitors come to Aldi, get on the queue, and they've both gone through both tills. That the shop's empty now. It's just me in there. I think I lost 20 minutes in that queue.
Wow.
For 4 coffee drinks and a packet of lightly salted tortillas. I'm trying not to bear it to heart. This could have happened in a foreign country and I wouldn't have known what was happening.
You could have got Google.
And Mr. Toilet Paper would have still had... Say it into the phone. What's wrong? Your soup's leaked. So yes, of all the things I'm in the UK today, and I got to have what could only be described as Britain at its best by losing 30 minutes in a shop for 6 items because of broken tomato soup. Britain, I salute you.
Well, there you are. Never ceases to surprise.
Yes. So have you been up to anything or anything else?
Well, I had a lovely weekend.
Yeah.
My daughter was home.
Oh, that's me. I was like, where'd you go?
It was really nice. And where did we go? We went to Sweden. IKEA.
Oh, I thought you meant Eurovision. Sorry, I'm so one-minded when it comes to the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh, that was the weekend before, and you were home for it.
We were home for it,
and we enjoyed it very much. Other than the ballads, because they're not uppity
rubbish
things for Europe. Nobody wants a sad song.
No, look at that. She's so beautiful. She's there twice. Clara, hello, gorgeous ladies. She's moved Facebook. I'll take that. Double the viewers. Now, I did come home before I went to Brighton Fringe because we went to the cinema and we haven't said anything about the cinema on the show.
No, of course we forgot. Well, I've forgotten. It was like a week ago.
Mm-hmm. So we went to see a mother and daughter movie. We went to see Downton Abbey. And we went to our local independent cinema to support local businesses, and this could be a good segue for us to say we're moving on to the village update. Right. There we go. So we went to our local cinema to watch the last screening of Downton Abbey, and it was beautiful. There was only a handful of women in attendance. It was a single sex viewing, believe it or not. I imagine well, you could hear a lot of bottles being unscrewed, but I don't know if they've been bought in the foyer.
I doubt it very much. It was like, bring your own.
Yeah, it's BYOB. Walk to the cinema, get tagged up, and you know that they're not snacks bought from the cinema because you can hear the Tupperware unclicking. You don't get crudities and hummus in the local cinema.
No.
Click, click. And we had just a little bit of an issue because, and I don't band this word around, Mum, these 3 troglodytes turned up and sat behind us.
Yes.
And this was our first cinematic visit since the end of the world. And you'd think, oh, well, they obviously haven't seen each other for ages. They mistakenly booked the cinema, and what they want to do is catch up. But no, they work together. We know because we got to hear every word of their fucking conversation.
Yep.
We know about all the different people that work in their departments. I get the impression that they worked something sciencey, and therefore they thought that their conversation was so exclusive that we needed to hear it. And I felt like saying, Janice, you've still got a stapler on your desk. You're just as annoying as anyone else.
And then 10 minutes before the start of the film, number 4 arrived. I don't know what she'd been doing.
Well, doing her vocal exercises to make sure she could fucking project to the front of the audience. The only time they were quiet is when they were eating loudly. And you know it's a hell of a noise when you know somebody is eating with their mouth open and you're not even looking at them.
Yes, because chewing or crunching those crisps, it's like an echo chamber.
So yes, they managed to make the show all about themselves. If they want to show this all about themselves, get yourself a fucking Lucy show.
But it was good, the film.
It was brilliant. I'm not going to say who, but somebody does die. It's very emotional. It's very emotional. No spoilers, but all I know is those women couldn't even shut up through the violin strings of the death scene. Nothing would stop these bloody women. And I did 7 times, right? Because I counted it, apart from using my wrong fingers, 7 times. I did the 7 times. I turned and sighed. Nothing. These women must have been dragged up in the back of a forest.
Oh, saying about a forest.
Segue.
I served a gentleman today who was, I don't know how he came round to it, but he said, I think I might stand as a candidate. And I just looked and I went, I think you're a couple of days too late. It's been chosen. And he went, no, I've got 2 days left before I can, before I have to put my form in. So I thought, well, one, I know which party you're not for. And I said, oh, right. Yes, he said, I think my main objective would be to get an arboretum locally. And I thought, really?
Cost of living, high school's too small.
Plant
bunch
a
of trees.
tree.
Now that man has got the finger of the pulse of the nation.
And in the middle, there could be a pit. And I thought, I don't understand this, but he said, where, I don't know what he wanted to put in the pit, but then he said, the trees could be named after people who'd planted them, and also be named after the people that died of COVID. By this time,
Had you phased out? You'd ask him for a car parking ticket. Right. Got to catch up on the chat here. 1 second. We've got what's that woman that used to do Homes in the Sun? The what's the woman that always goes on holiday? Does all the travel shows?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you'd remember it. She's famous for the travels from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, Judith Chalmers.
There we go. We've got the Judith Chalmers of the trucking world. David Wall is on.
Wow! Happy birthday, David.
I'm assuming it will be soon. I'm assuming that thank you, Clara, for being more in tune with me than the person who I'm 50% genetically disposed to know.
I came up with it before.
Yeah,
Clara.
you did eventually. Right. So yes. So David Wall. He usually, if he messages in, it usually means he's propping up a bar with free Wi-Fi in Spain. Clara's put slapping when you eat, my biggest pet peeve. Ha ha. Well, I mean, there must be a special ring in Dante's Inferno for these people that decided to have loud snacks, loud eating, and they just couldn't shut the Jeff up all the way through what is a pleasant but quiet movie. We've got the Landmaster himself, Ed Smith. Hi, Lucy. Welcome back. Could have dried your hair, though. What do you think? No, cheeky bugger. Look, my day ran away with me, and it means that I didn't get to the truck stop till late, and now it means I couldn't wash my driveway. All right, but I'm doing the best I've got with a towel. And there we go. Because I know my viewers, David Wall has written, I am lol in Alicante. Because he's too tired to watch when he's been trucking all day, but he doesn't mind after a few cervezas on the beach. Noel thought that was funny. Cheers, boys. Yes. So another thing that I saw in the village update is in one of the villages, somebody put, has anyone had a puncture recently? Now, I know this may not seem like exciting stuff, but it appears that they'd had 2 or 3 punctures in the last month. So they took to CSI Village News and went on their local forum and said, has anybody had a puncture? And what do you know? 5 other people had screws through their tires. So there's a phantom screwer in the village.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's better than a pothole.
Hey, we've had physical injuries down to those potholes, but fancy that there's someone in and do you know what? I can't name the village, but it's got a nice farm shop, little bridge. Absolute nightmare to take a tipper truck through there. We got one guy that always does because it saves 5 miles, but he's an idiot, and he knows I say that. But basically, all the houses, a 1-bedroom would start you off at 300,000, and ultimately, they're all incomers. Like, there are no locals living in that village anymore. We went to see a house there, Mum. Do you remember? And the living room was in the front door opened in the living room, and there were 2 doors off the living room, and it meant that you couldn't have a wall where you could even put a TV without there being a door in the way. So yes, that was the village. So there's a phantom screwer in what could only be described as the Cotswold set.
Wow.
I mean, it's dangerous. Absolutely dangerous, but
it's also very annoying.
Yes. David has accepted my grateful knowledge. He is too tired to watch the show once he's been driving a truck. The only time he can watch is when he is on his fortnightly holiday to the Spains.
Wow.
Yeah. We've got another thing. We've got more vandalism. So we've had some kids that broke into a mechanics, got caught on CTV. Obviously, with policing the way it is, with them working from home, it's hard to arrest people on the job. So
they could phone them.
They tried texting them, but they wouldn't reply. They sent them some emojis of like an unhappy face.
You can't read.
So yes. So I just got water all over the tablet then. Sorry. So yes. So they broke into a mechanics and nothing happened. They then went on to break into another mechanics and they caused absolute thousands of pounds of devastation. And then if you compare that to another village, which is up the link road where I used to work, there was somebody who broke into a car, couldn't find anything, just messed up whatever was in there, found a tin of WD-40 and sprayed all of the seats with WD-40.
Oh, very kind.
Unbelievable.
But there's a little tip there. Don't leave
WD-40
in the car.
No, it's all right. If my mum finds it, do you know what she does with it? Does she put it in the shed? No. Does she put it in the cupboard under the steps? No. Where do you put the WD-40, Mum?
Next to your bed.
She's like, that's something that she'd like. That's a Lucy thing, isn't it?
Yes, Lucy would use this way before me. It's always best to put things where you can see them.
Dave said he's going to have a Sylvester for everyone. Hey! I'm going to reach over here and get me squash. Woo woo! There we go. Living the high life in Swindon, everybody. Look, you know it's mine. Got an L on it. Yeah. So what else? We've had some cats found, which is always good. We've had some more cats breaking into other people's houses. That's really good. And we've had, I'm just trying to think, because I usually have all of this written down and I'm not just relying upon my brain. Gosh almighty. We've had cheers,
grass.
I cut the grass. I didn't just cut the grass. I made sure I did around the fence as well. Oh, if I do this, it's like a Catherine Middleton. There we go. There you go. I nodded and my work phone went doo-doo. Yes, so I mean that is the village update, but we haven't had any cats bringing anything in this week. So if any of you can make sure you report back to me if you find any mysterious objects in your house. We've got the cats. Someone managed to give the cats fleas, so at the moment we're just on flea duty. But the thing is, when you are a cat owner or a dog owner, that is part and parcel of the job. We just thought we were being we thought we were on a winning streak, and then the universe went, I think so. Yeah. So birthday section. We've had quite a few birthdays. We've had birthday for Shane Chebsby, who is my brother from the Weekly Bazaar. We have had one birthday, but it's not a birthday, but it is a level. Leona has hit 44 on Pokemon.
Is that not... Oh, right. Okay.
We've had Carl Bird, who has watched the show every now and again, who is a trucker, lovely, lovely trucker. Jim Hanna, amazing man, my friend from the festivals. We had, of course, my husband from the road, one of my husbands from the road, Mr. Roger Bungay, and I always think it's his birthday first, but it's his birthday after the other husband, his husband, Steve Dunn. There's a lot of husbands in the trucking world. Yes, so it was Roger Bungay's. And of course, today is my bruv's birthday. She always confuses my mum because she thinks I'm on the phone to my brother when I go, all right, bruv? So who's bruv, mum?
That would be Jane.
It's Jane. All right, mate. How's it going? Keeping well. All right. Yeah. It's Jane. So happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday.
And of course, and then last but not least,
the little baby.
me.
She had a birthday.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And I want to say I was blooming overwhelmed with how many birthday wishes I had. And when way back when, I was on the Book of Faces, and I didn't like my age, and I changed my age. I think I turned 30, and I turned 31, sorry. So I wanted to be 30 again because I hadn't given my consent to the extra year occurring. So I went online and I changed my date of birth to 1982. And then I had hundreds of comments this year congratulating me on being 40, and I didn't correct a single one of them.
Why would you? No
fairness. The lowest age I got was 26.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, the lad's a little bit unsettled. He's had a troubled life, but I don't think we should question how he got to that decision. I think we should just remember that he got there. Yes, but I mean, the most important thing is that Leona got to 44. Congratulations.
Yes.
So moving on to TV and radio. So radio, radio, we are catching up with the Archers. We're doing really good.
Maybe they've got about 6 months to do.
Really got to do better. So Kathy was the Easter Bunny. There you go. Oh, and Chris is a sniveling little. Not you, Chris. Chris Carter. So radio-wise, I'm listening to Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, Evil Under the Sun. 1 second, Ed. So you are in fact 41 this year. Yes, I am indeed. I am 41 and 1 week old. Yes. So Hercule Poirot, Evil Under the Sun, where there's a beautiful starlet who was murdered on a cove down in Cornwall. Because what you've got to take from this novel is that the evil lives in Cornwall, and I think that's something that everyone can take on board.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Then radio. Also, I've been listening to my Australian poddy. But then moving on to TV. Now, you and I did manage to get through a good fair whack of TV.
Yep, we did.
Yeah. So what's your favourite thing we've watched?
Oh, 10%.
Yes. For those of you who are lucky enough to have Amazon Prime, 10% is a Amazon Prime original, and it is based on a French show, which apparently was very successful. And I do think I would like to find it with subtitles. I think the jokes would be.
Call My Agent, the French one.
That's correct. Yes, as opposed to 10%. Wouldn't it still be? Because isn't percent in French? Percent.
Yeah, but you'd think they were counting out per cent, because there's 100 cents in euro,
Per
isn't there?
cent. Per cent. 10%. 10 people. So yes, 10%, absolutely brilliant. And selfishly, they've only made one season because it got to the end of episode 8, I think it was, and you turned to me and you were like, where's the rest? As though I am personally responsible for the programming of every major network.
Oh
From Ed.
no, we have. I don't know whether you have got it, but we watched NCIS Hawaii. Did we not?
Yes, we did.
And that's only
Or
one season.
Hawaii. Hawaii. So we did. We watched the first season of NCIS Hawaii, but we did start that before I went away because there's no way we could have gone through 24 episodes as well in our short amount of time. And I have to say, I very much like the dynamic of the group.
Yes. There's a lady.
It's got the same. Jane Tennant is in charge, and it's got the same humour, I'd say, that NCIS normal has got, because NCIS LA had humour, and then they said, well, we'll take that bit out of the show and we'll just make it very dark and boring.
Yeah.
Could you add some more Russians? We need some more Russians. And who knew that Russians weren't that funny?
Nobody. Oh, and the other,
so
and the other thing, the other thing is the Madame Blanc mysteries.
Madame Blanc, because that is Sally Wainwright.
Sally Lindsay.
Sally Lindsay. Who's Sally Wainwright? She's the writer, isn't she?
Yeah.
Because I think she passed away recently.
Okay.
Just that stuck in my head. So Sally Lindsay is in it. And that's a really nice cast. It's very slow, it's very gentle. It's a little bit like Father Brown meets the Côte d'Azur.
Oh, and Robin Asquith is in it, and he was in Confessions of a Window Cleaner. I don't know. I can't remember.
That's right. Googled him from a friend. I thought he looked familiar, but I couldn't because it's clearly a wig.
I don't think so. I think
that is a luscious head of hair.
Yeah, I think that is his own hair.
That's a lot of thickening powder going on in there.
Oh, he's probably got that spray can that the cricketers use.
Yeah. So Ed has just put we're the same age, same Z's. What's that on? Right, so 10% is on Amazon Prime. Madame Blanc is on Acorn. NCIS. Sky. CBS. I don't know. Google it. I'm sure that there's an appropriate channel. Can't remember for legal reasons. We can't remember. And then that's thrown me. Then I'm watching a bit of Charmed. We have both watched episode 1 of Gentleman Jack, where I hope it doesn't turn nasty.
No.
So she's got her darling friend who has got money, but she's got horrible family members. So what she's done is she's found herself a new lady friend because they're just gals being pals. So in order to save her mental health and her money, Gentleman Jack has facilitated the moving of her lady friend away from the harpies and to a nice house where she does things like paint and go on walks and listen to music whilst Gentleman Jack builds new mines and gets into an unseemly amount of debt. I just don't want the debt to fall through, and I want them to be in love, and I don't want her ex-girlfriend to turn up and throw a spanner in the works, because her ex-girlfriend left Gentleman Jack to get married, but said, please love me forever. So what she said is, I don't want to be a lesbian in this day and age, but I don't want you to see anyone else whilst I get married and live the life of luxury, which is not, you can't, that goes beyond cake and eating. That's going, I want my cake, and you can't even look at cake. You keep away from the cake. So exactly. I'm just hoping that I'm intrigued for episode 2. I don't want to all go wrong. I'm fed up of programs going, oh, there's the twist. It all fucks up.
Which is no good.
No.
And then I'm still on Spiral, or as they call it, Engrenage.
Hey.
I'm on season 6. Not quite sure of the episode, but the BBC have got it all lined up for me. But I have I tried a foreign one on Netflix. It was so thrilling. I can't remember what it was called.
Some waffly old person was saying something else.
And the acting was horrendous.
Oh.
But the BBC do tend to pick better foreign films.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Maybe they pay more money.
I never thought of
than the others. You know, Netflix, they're so poor. Netflix have lost over the lockdown. Well, no, not during the lockdown, but during the cost of living crisis. They found that like 1.6 million people who probably weren't even using their subscription, but still had a subscription, have dropped out. So they've had to tighten their belts and drop certain projects. And Netflix is actually getting quite a reputation for making two seasons of a show and then dropping it. And unfortunately, longevity really does come fits and waves with shows like this. So you have to just stick it out until season 8.
Is it Netflix that have signed the Sussexes?
Yes. So it's Netflix that have done.
So by reputation, then, nobody would have to endure them for too long.
No, but Netflix are the ones that have done The Crown. So that's why that's why the royal family are in arms, because they've done The Crown and they've taken, and Prince Harry has taken the golden coin as well. Okay. Leona has put, I have just joined. Am I missing cake talk? Yes. You also missed me mentioning you twice in the birthday section, hitting level 44. And I tried to keep Pokemon talk to a minimum, Leona. So yeah, there were a few other things we watched. I have watched Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I would like Mum to watch next week. And then if you like it, then we will watch the other 2 movies together. And if you don't like it, I can watch the other 2 movies by myself.
Okay.
That seems fair enough.
The BBC are hosting that.
Yes.
It's on the BBC.
Yes. And I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week. I promise next week I will be a lot more organised, as I have promised before. So please join me next week at 8 p.m. UK, 9 p.m. European, for show 3 of 4, where I'd love to tell you where I'm going to be, but I don't have Scooby-Doo. It could be Switzerland, and it could be Cirencester. It works like
Who
that.
knows?
Sometimes not even my boss knows, and he's the one who's meant to know.
Yeah, he's the one who's supposed to tell you.
He's the keeper of the secrets. So yeah, he included himself this week. So please, thank you everybody. As always, my love goes to oh, look at that, beautiful. Clara, goodbye, my love. Mwah, to you, your friends, and your family. And yes, so a big thank you obviously goes to Clara because she's been so wonderful recently. And let me just change this to that because I'm smooth operator. To Lizzie,
I know, sorry
to
about that.
to Lizzie, to Leona, to Amanda, to all of the poddies, to all the viewers, all my family members. Goodbye from Leona. And yes, and a big thank you obviously goes each week to the woman who is unappreciated by our cats. Not once have they looked you in the eyes and said, "Thank you, Mum." So this is what I imagine that my cats would like to say to you, Mum.
Meow. Where's the food?
Where's the food?
Yeah. But a big thank you to Elizabeth and Mervyn, Chris
Yeah.
and Pete, and
Happy birthday, Peter.
Ray, and to
Ray.
Ray, and special love goes out
Special
to
love.
Mary.
Yeah, and John.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much, everybody. It's been Leona's put, you'll have to let me know any village gossip I might have missed. Don't worry, I'll tell you all about it. They've been right crimmy bastards. But yes, thank you ever so much, everybody. We will see you. I will see you next Tuesday.
And I will see you next week. Love to know.
Love to know, as always. And thank you, Auntie George and Uncle Russ. But yes, thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Where's the speaker? I don't even know where the speaker is. Oh, there we go. From Ed. Stay safe, night all. See you next week, lovely. Bye.
Bye.